What is up? What is happening, you spectacular person? It is Janelle here with an exam survival video. It is that stressful time in university where exams are just around the corner, just looming in the darkness and frightening and stressful, and I get nervous talking about it. So in this video, I am going to give you some tips and maybe even some tricks of how you can go through your exam period as well as before and after the exam period without looking like a zombie, okay? Without looking like you were an extra in The Walking Dead. So let's get into it. Socialize. Don't be a hermit. Don't be a turtle stuck all up in your shell, okay? But socialize, get out there. After a couple of hours of studying, treat yourself by going out with some friends, and it could be going to a cafe and just being out in the world and talking to someone for 10 to 30 minutes, or it could be an actual night out where you're going dancing and having a good time, meeting new people, whatever the case may be. It is important to socialize, okay? Form study groups, right? That could be an aspect of socializing, and best of both worlds, because you have people around you who are also studying. You guys should be studying if you're forming a study group. So you have the social aspect, and then you have the studying aspect as well. The SNS together, forming. Boom, bam, thank you, ma'am, blah. Sleep. Sleep. Sleep, 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 sleep. And then you might be saying, sleep? Janelle, what do you mean by sleep? My exam is in 3 days, 13 hours, 2 minutes, and 30, 29, 28 seconds. I don't have time to sleep. And I've calculated my time very precisely and know that in the 3 days, 13 hours, 2 minutes, and 10, 9, 8 seconds that I have, I can get my work done. I can get a good mark on the test, okay? That doesn't involve sleep. Irks. Pump the brakes. Stop what you're doing. No. Sleep is important, okay? Sleep will help increase your memory, will help increase your learning. You'll be more productive. You'll feel more energetic if you sleep. Neglecting sleep is not a good look, okay? Remember, we are trying to avoid looking like a zombie from The Walking Dead, okay? We can't have that. You might be meeting your soulmate during the exam season, and they're gonna be freaked out if they see that you're looking like a zombie because you didn't sleep. So, at least get 5 hours of sleep a night, and don't take naps right before bedtime. Please take my foolish advice, because that usually doesn't work out well, and you'll end up just sleeping the entire night. So take naps during the day, but make sure that you are getting at least 5 hours of sleep. At least. Allow yourself that 1, 2, maybe even 3 days to go in full Superwoman or Superman mode. Okay, like, you're gonna get this stuff done. You have a deadline in 2 hours and you're gonna bust out that essay. Or you have an exam in 3 hours and you are going to learn as much as you possibly can. Well, no, you shouldn't do that. Never mind, you shouldn't do that. Or you have an exam in a couple of days and you need to learn the information. Allow yourself that time to go into full beast mode. When we know that something is due in a couple days or a couple of hours, that's when all of a sudden it's like the Superman just comes out. You're like, yo, I can do this, I can do that, I can run a mile or 2 or 10,000, whatever, I'm gonna get it done. And then you look back at that and you say, I have no idea how I just did that, but I did, and that's all that matters. Talk to yourself. This might sound weird, but it is important to talk to yourself, okay? They say that oftentimes the thoughts that go through your head aren't necessarily your own. Do this with me right now. Imagine in your head that extremely positive person, hopefully other than yourself, because I know you're extremely positive, but that positive person in your life where basically no matter what, they're always motivating you, always making sure that you're on the ball, doing your work, or doing the thing that you love. Imagine that person and give yourself the kind of pep talk that person would give you. Like, yeah, you got this, you can do it, you can push through, you're the strongest person I know, no matter what, you will get change the world. Talking to yourself will help you feel better. And actually, I think that the best place to get motivated and talk to yourself is in the bathroom. There's so many good thoughts that come from the bathroom, especially when you're showering. Sorry, I have difficulty saying that word. But especially then, being in the bathroom, the best thoughts, the best pep talks. So I've experienced. Don't be a negative noodle, okay? Or a negative Nancy, or a Debbie Downer. The way that you feel is gonna reflect how productive you are and how effective your studying is, right? If you're negative, that's just gonna be your filter. The way you feel about yourself, the way you feel about the exam or essay that you have to complete is the way that you're gonna see the rest of the world, and is the way that you are going to act, right? And if you're acting negatively, like you don't think you're gonna be able to complete things, you don't think you're gonna be able to do things, it's not gonna be beneficial to you. It's just gonna hurt you. So really try to counteract those thoughts that come into your mind. You know, like, oh my gosh, I can't finish this right now. And if you choose to own that thought, that's gonna be the way you think, right? But if you say, no, I can do that, I can finish it, I believe in myself, that brings you one step closer to accomplishing your goal. Hammer the information into your head, okay? Whatever way you need to do it, make that happen. No, scratch that, never mind. Use all the different ways you learn to get the most out of the information that you're learning. So if you're a visual learner, study in a way where you can use diagrams, where you can use pictures to help you learn. And then on top of that, have different ways of getting the information inside your mind. So while you might be a strong visual learner, listen to the recordings, write it out, and say it out loud. Okay, if you just focus on reading something, you're not gonna remember it as well as if you had read it and written it out and like listen to a version of what you read or something like that, right? But the more different kinds of input you have is the better you're gonna retain the information. Prepare your workstation well. Get all the things you need to have a good, productive study session. For example, you know when you've sat down with a meal in front of you and you're ready to dig in, and then you realize that you forgot the hot sauce? It's like, oh, now I have to wait another 2 minutes to get up out of the chair, go fetch the hot sauce, come back, sit in my chair, and pour the hot sauce on my food, and then start eating it. You don't want to be going to your workstation, sitting down, getting ready to study, and then not have a pencil. Get all the things that you need before you sat down, so that when you do sit down, you're ready to go. I am that person who will go in the library. I say library. Saying library is too much of a hassle for me, so I just say library. So I'm the person who will go into a library and will make so much noise for the first 2 minutes that I'm there. Okay, I'm opening up my Velcro bag, getting a pencil, a special pencil that I need to get my work done. Because of course, you know me, my pencil isn't in a nice organized space, right? It's usually at the bottom of my bag. So that's what I'm doing. And then I'm getting my snacks out, I'm getting the books out, I'm getting the laptop, it's booting up. Sometimes that's even loud. I'm just the worst person. But I know that after the 2 minutes, nobody's gonna hear a peep out of me because I'm ready to go, and you're not gonna hear me rummaging through my bag again. And the last thing that I would say is really important for your exam studying is to go over information that you were taught. Go over like your past tests, essays, assignments, and things like that that you had during the course before the exam, to see the things that you probably had issues with before that you can look back at, that you can see again and try to figure out. There's the other day where I went to go for an exam that I didn't do the best on. I was really nervous about it. You know, it seemed extremely daunting and terrifying to me. You know, it was kind of like seeing a shadow, seeing a really big scary looking shadow on the wall, and then realizing like the next day that it was only the way that a light was shining on like a really tiny thing. Yeah, so I went for that test I looked it over and I was thinking, this wasn't as terrifying as I thought it was going to be. And I went over the information and I said, yeah, okay, definitely. I definitely need to look back at that for the exam because I had trouble with it for the midterm. So I'm going to make sure that that's something that I focus on. I felt good about it afterwards. And that is the video. I hope you guys got some useful tips out of it. It's something that I really like talking about because I am still learning so much, and I'm in my 4th year of university. So I love to talk about what I've learned with other people, just because university can be such a challenging environment to be in, and the more help, the better it is. Good morning, noon, and night, wherever you are in the world, and I shall talk to you again soon. Bye-bye. Let's have a chat. Let's talk. Let's conversate. Yeah, I'll be here.